What's cracking with YouTube? Shaman King Howie back with another video. Um, my Super Bowl picks are eliminated. My insider, he ain't been answering his phone, but I will say this to you, bro. I will say this to you. Thank you for the information. Thank you for all of the money that you helped me win betting. And I would also like to thank you for helping me win the Fantasy Football Championship ring, 2019 King. There we go. 2000. Wait, let me take the ring off. 2019 King right here. Oh. There we go. Focus. 2019. Y'all see that? And let's get into this shit. The Patriots lost to the Titans, and the Vikings went right into the Superdome and basically said this is no longer Drew Brees' house. You guys can no longer win here, even though this is your home. We could come in here and beat y'all, and they did that. Shout out to the Vikings, y'all did y'all thing. Shout out to the Tennessee Titans and Ryan Tannehill getting his fifth win against Tom Brady and the Patriots. All I could say is I don't know who to blame for the Saints game. Um, you could put some blame on Sean Payton. You could put some blame on Drew Brees. I mean, you have Taysom Hill come in the game and do all of this magnificent running up the field and busting through the Vikings defensive line and linebackers and secondary. And then all of a sudden, you bring Drew Brees back in on 1st and 10, and he coughs up the ball, turnover, fumble. I thought that was a big break in the game for the Vikings, and they took advantage of the opportunity and they won. As far as the Patriots game, I don't think Tom Brady had enough trust in the personnel that he had out there on the field with him. I don't think he trusted any of the receivers. I don't think he trusted the linebacker. Only thing he had faith in was the run game, and it wasn't enough to get the job done. And just looking at that last play when they were deep in their own territory, Tom Brady just basically just threw the game away and said, "I'm out of here." Um, where will he go next? I have no idea. I really don't give a shit about what Tom Brady does, but this opens up the rest of the playoffs. This opens it up for Lamar Jackson, Pat Mahomes, shit, Ryan Tannehill, Deshaun Watson. Uh, Depending on this game, whether the Shithawks lose or the Eagles win, or vice versa, you know, it's open for Jimmy Garoppolo and the 49ers. It's opened up for the Green Bay Packers, who I believe have a huge chance of going into the postseason and possibly the Super Bowl and winning it. Um, Good thing we don't have to play the Vikings. Thank God we don't have to play the Vikings again. We still might, remember back in when on our Super Bowl run when we won the Super Bowl, we had to go we had to go to Soldier Field and play against Jay Cutler in the NFC Championship. So there still can be a division NFC Championship game. Um, I remember that well. Jay Cutler was on the bike, and they had Chase Daniels get in the game, who won the Super Bowl with the Saints a couple of years prior to coming over there with the Bears. Um, so it's interesting to see how the NFL narratives are starting to turn out. You have Lamar Jackson and Pat Mahomes, who probably will face off against each other in the AFC Championship game. And who knows? You might see Aaron Rodgers against Jimmy Garoppolo again in the AFC Championship game. You might get, depending on if Nick Foles is healthy. I mean, he took a cheap shot in the game where I don't know. And the funny thing about it, Jadeveon Clowney wind up hurting himself too when he gave the cheap shot to Carson Wentz. Um, that was a Bush League hit. Uh, but if he's okay, you know, Carson Wentz has an opportunity to. I mean, they beat us earlier in the year. They beat the Packers earlier in the year where it was funny. I was talking to EDP while that game was going on, and I was like, and Aaron Rodgers finna throw a red zone interception on this drive, and I called it right out of thin air, and it happened. So it will be fun to see a rematch against the Eagles. We get some payback against the Eagles for coming into Lambeau and beating us. And if they win this game against the Seahawks, they probably will have another opportunity to come to Lambeau, and hopefully we can return the favor that they gave us the first time they came there this year, or last year, or this season. So I'm looking forward to all of that. I'm looking forward to revenge against the 49ers if we do have the opportunity to beat them, knowing that they do have a tough team that they have to play against. The Vikings. And right now the Vikings are looking like the Road Warriors. They went to Saints in a hostile. They went to New Orleans in a hostile environment and got the job done. Who says they can't go to San Francisco in a hostile environment and get the job done? Because we already know what they could do in Green Bay. You know what I mean? So interesting things going on. To my insider, man, you was holding it down for the last couple of years, man. You called out all of the Super Bowls. You called out the Tom Brady comeback against the Falcons. You called out the loss to the Eagles. You definitely called that out. And I told y'all in them videos that it's pointless. I told y'all that I wasn't gonna watch the Super Bowls that the Tom Brady's, the Patriots won. So just this year wasn't his year to call the shit out correctly. But shout out to you, man. Thanks again for the tickets to the Arizona Cardinals Seahawks game. I know you're trying to give me more tickets to what game was that? Oh, Lions Packers. And it was another game you tried to get me to go to. I can't remember it. It was probably, I think it was an NFC South game. I think it was a Jameson Winston game or something like that. But shout out to you, man. My Super Bowl picks blew it. They blew it, man. So from here on out, I'm rooting with the team that I love so dearly, and that is the Green Bay Packers. So go Pack, go. Fantasy champ. Waiting on my still waiting on the Super Bowl trophy to come in, the Fantasy Football League trophy. This league we get a ring and a trophy, so it's all good, man. It's all good. Damn. I was hoping it would have been the Saints and the Patriots in this game in the championship, man. I was really looking forward to that. Hoping to be right. Standing by my insider's picks. He was calling it out. Yeah, bet on the Saints. Teddy Bridgewater gonna win these games. Like, he knew a lot of shit. I'm not gonna sit up here and say he didn't know shit. He knew a lot of shit. Some games I was just like I've been skeptical on him the whole time. Like, he would say something, I'd be like, man, for real, you really think that's gonna happen? Nah. But then when I started winning that moolah, it was a different story. So shout out to you, man. Shout out to you again. He probably gonna call me tomorrow. He probably gonna call me tonight after these games and probably chop it up about the league. I'm gonna send him a text message right after this video, see if he I want to do an interview with him. I want to do like an on-phone interview with him, just so y'all could hear some of the shit he be saying, and then when you start really thinking about it and analyzing it, start kind of like, like he didn't he told me the Packers was gonna have a good season. I was like, nah. He's like, nah, y'all gonna be good. Y'all gonna win the division. He kept telling me, he's like, nah, the Packers gonna win the division. I'm like, I think we're gonna go 8-8. He's like, trust me, man. Matt LaFleur is a good coach. He was telling me that the whole time, but I got a chance to see for myself, and he was right. He was right about that. His Super Bowl picks got close. The two that he picked, Saints and the Patriots, they made it to the playoffs. So, you can't say Can't be too mad about that. But I'm gonna finish watching these games after the second half. I think it's halftime. Um, the teams I picked the Eagles to win, but I'm not too sure about that now, knowing that Carson Wentz is hurt and we don't know if he's gonna come back and will he be able to play in the game. So stay tuned. I could probably drop another video tomorrow. Like, I want to make Laker videos, but it's like you only gonna get views if you hating on LeBron James, and I have no reason to hate on LeBron James. I don't understand why, those videos get the most views, the hate videos on LeBron James. I don't know. I don't have the energy. I don't have it. I don't have the energy to hate on LeBron James. I just think some of the things he do, some of the things he do on a basketball floor is questionable. And yes, I do have questions about how the NBA, lets him get away with a lot of the things he get away with. But other than that, I just don't have it in. I just don't have the energy to talk about the Lakers right now until they in the playoffs. So yeah, whatever, man. My picks are out. The New Orleans Saints blew that, and the pussy ass Patriots quit. Brady quit. Brady threw in the towel. Brady just said, F you niggas, I'm out of here.